Hey everybody, how's it going? I thought we'll get into excuse me, another son of Yaakov. His name is Lewi. Pardon me. Boy. Okay, here we go. Lewi. The copy of the words of Lewi, matters which he ordained to his sons, according to all that they should do, and what matters would befall them until the day of judgment. He was sound in health when he called them to him, for it had been revealed to him that he would die, and when they were gathered together, he said to them, I Lewi was born in Haran, and I came with my father to Shechem, and I was young, about 20 years of age, when with Shimon I wrought vengeance on Hamor for our sister Dinah. And when I was feeding the flocks in Hevel Ma'ul, the spirit of understanding of Yahweh came upon me, and I saw all men corrupting their way, and that unrighteousness had built walls for itself, and lawlessness sat upon towers. I was grieving for the people of the sons of men, and I prayed to Yahweh that I might be saved. Then a sleep fell upon me, and I saw a high mountain, and I was upon it. And see, the Shamayim were opened, and a messenger of the Most High said to me, Lewi, enter. And I entered from the first Shamayim, and I saw there a great sea hanging. And further, I saw a second Shamayim, far brighter and more brilliant, for there was a boundless light also therein. And I said to the messenger, why is this so? The messenger said to me, do not marvel at this, for you shall see another Shamayim, more brilliant and incomparable. And when you have ascended there, you shall stand near Yahweh, and shall be his servant, and shall declare his mysteries to men, and shall proclaim concerning him that shall redeem Yisrael, or Yashar. It's hard to know exactly the pronunciation. Hallelujah Scripture says Yisrael, and there are others that say Yashar. So I'm going to go with Yisrael for now until I find out more about this matter. Okay. And by you and Yahudah shall Yahweh appear among men, saving all nations of men. And your life shall be from the portion of Yahweh, and he shall be your field and your vineyard fruit, and gold and silver. This is chapter 3. I'm getting ready to read. Sorry. That was 1 and 2. This is 3. I hear, therefore, regarding the Shamayim, which have been shown to you. Because of this, the lowest is dim to you, in that it beholds all the unrighteous deeds of men. And it has fire, snow, ice, made ready for the day of judgment, in the righteous judgment of the Most High. For in it are all the spirits of the retributions for vengeance on men. And in this second are the hosts of the armies, which are ordained for the day of judgment, to work vengeance on the spirits of deceit and of Belial, and above them are the Kodashim. And in the highest of all dwells the great esteem, far above all Kodashah. And the Shamayim next to it are the chief messengers, who minister and make atoning offerings to Yahweh for all the sins of ignorance of the righteous, offering to Yahweh a sweet-smelling fragrance, a reasonable and bloodless offering. And in the Shamayim below, this are the messengers who bear answers to the messengers of the presence of Yahweh. And in the Shamayim next to this are thrones and rulerships in which they continuously offer praise to Yahweh. Therefore, when Yahweh looks upon us, all of us are shaken. Even so, the Shamayim in the earth and the depths are shaken at the presence of his splendor. But the sons of men, having no perception of these matters, sin and provoke the Most High. Chapter 4. Now therefore, know that Yahweh shall execute right ruling over the sons of men, because when the rocks are being split, and the sun quenched, and the waters dried up, and the fire withdraws, and all creation troubled, and the invisible spirits melting away, and Gehenna takes spoils through the visitations of the Most High, men shall be unbelieving and persist in their wickedness. Because of this, they shall be judged with punishment. Therefore, the Most High has heard your prayer to separate you from wickedness, and that you become a son to him, and a servant and an attendant of his presence. You are to illuminate the light of knowledge in Yaakov, and you are to be as the sun to all the seed of Yisrael. And the barakah shall be given to you and to all your seed, until Yahweh visits all Gentiles in his compassion forever. And therefore counsel and understanding has been given to you, that you instruct your sons concerning this, because they that barak him shall be Baruch, and they that curse him shall perish. Chapter 5. And after this, the messenger opened the gates of the Shamayim to me, and I saw the Kodesh Hekal, and the Most High upon a throne of esteem. And he said to me, Lewi, I have given you the Barakuth, Barakuth of the Kehunah, until I come and sojourn in the midst of Yisrael. Then the messenger brought me down to the earth and gave me a shield and a sword and said to me, execute vengeance on Shechem because of Dinah, your sister, and I shall be with you because Yahweh has sent me. And at that time I destroyed the sons of Hamar, as it is written in the tablets of the Shamayim. And I said to him, please, my master, tell me your name, that I may call upon you in a day of tribulation. And he said, I am the messenger who intercedes for the nation of Israel, that they are not completely destroyed, for every evil spirit attacks him. And after those matters, I awoke, and Barak the Most High, and the messenger who intercedes for the nation of Israel and for all the righteous. Chapter 6. And when I was going to my father, I found a bronze shield, which is why the name of the mountain is also Magen, which is near Geval, to the south of Avel. And I kept these words in my heart. And after this I advised my father and Reuven my brother to say, the sons of Hamar ought not be circumcised, for I was ardent because of the abomination which they had done to my sister. And I slew Shechem first, and Shimon slew Hamar. And after this, my brothers came and smote that city with the edge of the sword. And my father heard these matters and was wroth, and he was grieved in that they had received the circumcision and afterward been put to death. And in his Barakot, he looked evilly upon us, for we sinned because we had done this matter against his desire, and he was sick on that day. But I saw that the sentence of the Most High was for evil upon Shechem, for they sought to do to Sarah and Rivkah as they had done to Dinah, our sister, but Yahweh prevented them. And they persecuted Abraham, our father, when he was a stranger, and they distressed his flocks when they were pregnant, and mistreated Evlain, who was born in his house. And so they did to all strangers, taking away their wives by force, and they banished them. But the wrath of Yahweh came upon them to the utmost. Oh, chapter 7. And I said to my father Yaakov, through you, Yahweh, shall destroy the Canaanites and shall give their land to you and to your seed after you. For from this day onward, Shechem shall be called a city of fools. For as a man mocks a fool, so we mocked them, because they also had wrought folly in Israel by defiling my sister. And we departed and came to Bethel. And again I saw a vision there, as the former, after we had spent 70 days there. And I saw 7 men in white garments, saying to me, Arise, put on the robe of the Kahunah, and the crown of righteousness, and the breastplate of understanding, and the garment of truth, and the breastplate of belief, and the turban for the head, and the shoulder garment of Nevuah. And they individually carried and clothed me, and said to me, From now on, become a Kohen of Yahweh, you and your seed forever. And the first anointed me with Kodesh oil and gave me the staff of right ruling to me. The second washed me with pure water and fed me with bread and wine, the most Kodesh, and clothed me with a Kodesh and fine robe. The third clothed me with a linen garment like a shoulder garment. The fourth put a purple-like girdle around me. The fifth gave me a branch of rich olive. The sixth placed a crown upon my head. The seventh placed a diadem of kahunah upon my head, and filled my hands with incense, that I might serve as Kohen to Yahweh. Sorry, my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. I have to hold things a little close. Okay. And they said to me, Lewi, your seed shall be divided into 3 positions, for a sign of the esteem of Yahweh who is to come. And the first position shall be great, indeed, none are greater than it. The second shall be in the Kahunah. The third shall be called by a new name, because a sovereign shall arise in Yehudah and shall establish a new Kahunah after the form of the Gentiles. Oh boy. And his presence is beloved as a Navi of the Most High, of the seed of Abraham our father. Therefore, every desirable matter in Yisrael shall be for you and for your seed. And you shall eat. This is chapter 8. Sorry. And you shall eat all that is good to look at, and your seed shall share the table of Yahweh. And some of them shall be chief Kohanim, and judges, and scribes, for the Mikdash shall be guarded by their mouth. And when I awoke, I understood that this was like the first dream. And I also hid this in my heart, and did not tell it to any man on the earth. Chapter 9. And after 2 days, Yehudah and I went up with our father Yaakov to Yitzchak, our father's father. And my father's father barak me according to all the words of the visions which I had seen, and he would not come with us to Bethel. And when we came to Bethel, my father saw a vision concerning me, that I should be their Kohen to Yahweh. And he rose up early in the morning and paid tithes of all to Yahweh through me. And so we came to Hebron to dwell there. And Yitzchak called me continually to put me in remembrance of the Torah of Yahweh, even as the messenger of Yahweh showed to me. And he taught me the law of the Kahunah, of offerings, whole burnt offerings, first fruits, voluntary offerings, and peace offerings. And each day he was instructing me, and was busied on my behalf before Yahweh, and said to me, Beware of the spirit of whoring, for this shall continue, and by your seed shall defile the Mikdash. Therefore take a wife for yourself without blemish or defilement, while you are still young, and not of the people of foreign nations. And before entering to the Mikdash, bathe, and when you offer the offerings, wash, and again when you finish the offering. Wash leaves of 12 trees, offered to Yahweh, as Abraham taught me also. And of every clean beast and bird make an offering to Yahweh. And give the first of all your first fruits and wine as an offering to Yahweh. And every sacrifice you shall with salt. Oh, you shall season with salt. Goodness. Chapter 10. And now, children, guard whatever I command you, for whatever I have heard from my fathers I have declared to you. And see, I am clear from your wickedness and transgression, which you shall do at the end of the ages, deceiving Yisrael and stirring up against it great evils from Yahweh. And together with Yisrael, you shall deal lawlessly, so that he shall not bear with Yerushalayim because of your wickedness. But the veil of the Hekel shall be torn, so as not to cover your shame. And you shall be scattered as captives among the Gentiles, and shall be for a reproach and for a curse there. For the house which Yahweh chooses shall be called Yerushalayim, as is contained in the book of Hanok, the righteous. Chapter 11. Therefore, when I took a wife, I was 28 years old, and her name was Melka. And she conceived and bore a son, and I called his name Gershom. Gershom. For we were sojourners in our land. And I saw concerning him that he would not be in the first rank. And Kehath was born in the 35th year of my life, towards sunrise. And I saw in a vision that he was standing on high in the midst of all the congregation. Therefore I called his name Kehath, which is beginning of majesty and instruction. And she bore me a third son in the 40th year of my life, and because his mother bore him with difficulty, I called him Merari, that is, my bitterness, because he also was thought to die. And Yocheved was born in Mitsrites in my 64th year, for I was of name then in the midst of my brothers. And Gershom took a wife, and she bore to him Livni, and Shimi, and the sons of Kehath, Amram, Yashar, Hebron, and Uziel, and the sons of Merari, Mahali, and Mushi. And in the 94th year, Amram took Yocheved, my daughter, to him as wife, for they were born in one day, he and my daughter. I was 8 years old when I went into the land of Canaan, and 18 years when I slew Shechem. And at 19 years I became Kohen, and at 28 years I took a wife, and at 48 I went into Mitsrites. And see, my sons, you are a third generation. In my 118th year, Yosef died. Chapter 13. And now, my sons, I command you, revere Yahweh with all your heart, and walk in sincerity according to all his Torah. And also teach your children letters, that they have understanding all their life, reading the Torah of the Most High unceasingly. For everyone that knows the Torah of Yahweh shall be honored, and shall not be a stranger wherever he goes. Indeed, he shall gain many friends, more than his parents, and many men shall desire to serve him and to hear the Torah from his mouth. Therefore work righteousness on the earth, my sons, that you may possess it as a treasure in the Shamayim. And sow good in your beings, that you find them in your life. But if you sow evil, you shall reap every trouble and affliction. Get wisdom in the reverence of Yahweh with diligence. For if there is leading into captivity, and cities and lands are destroyed, and gold and silver and every possession perishes, the wisdom of the wise can never be taken away, except the blindness of wickedness and the apathy of sin. For if one keeps oneself from these evils, then even among his enemies, wisdom shall be in esteem to him, and in a strange country, a homeland, and shall provide a friend in the midst of foes. Whoever teaches worthy matters and does them shall be enthroned with sovereigns, as was also Yosef, my brother. Chapter 14. Therefore, my sons, I have learned that at the end of the ages you shall transgress against Yahweh, stretching out hands to wickedness, and you shall become a scorn to all the Gentiles. For our father Yisrael is clean from the transgressions of the chief Kohanim. For as the Shamayim is cleaner in the sight of Yahweh than the earth, so also be you, the lights of Yisrael, than all the Gentiles. But if you are darkened through transgressions, what therefore shall all the Gentiles do living in blindness? Indeed, you shall bring a curse upon our people, because the light of the Torah, which was given to lighten every man, this you desire to destroy by teaching commands contrary to the laws of the Most High. The offerings of Yahweh you shall rob, and from his portion you shall steal choice portions, eating scornfully with whores. You shall teach the commands of Yahweh for self-gain. You shall defile married women. You shall defile the maidens of Jerusalem. You shall be joined with whores and adulteresses. You shall take the daughters of the Gentiles to wife, cleansing them with an unlawful cleansing, and your union shall be like Sodom and Amorah. And you shall be puffed up because of your Kahuna, lifting yourselves up against men, and not only so, but also against the commands of Yahweh. For you shall despise the Kodesh matters with jests and laughter. Chapter 15. Therefore, the Hekal, which Yahweh shall choose, shall be laid waste through your uncleanness, and you shall be captives throughout all nations, and you shall be an abomination to them, and you shall receive reproach and everlasting shame from the righteous judgment of Yahweh. And all who hate you shall rejoice in your destruction. And if you were not to receive favor through Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, our fathers, not one of our seed should be left on the earth. Chapter 16. Sounds like the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the scribes, what they became. And now I have learned that for 70 weeks you shall go astray and profane the Kehanah and defile the offerings, and you shall nullify the Torah and despise the words of the Nevi'im by evil perverseness. And you shall persecute righteous men and hate the righteous, and the words of the trustworthy you shall abhor. And because of it, your mikdashim shall be laid waste even to the ground. And you shall have no place that is clean, but you shall be a curse among the Gentiles and a dispersion until he again visits you and shall receive you in compassion. Chapter 17. And now you have heard concerning the 70 weeks. Hear also concerning the Kahuna. For in each Yovel there shall be a Kahuna. And in the first Yovel, the first who is anointed to the Kahuna shall be great, and shall speak to the Most High as to a father, and his Kahuna shall be perfect with Yahweh. In the second Yovel, he that is anointed shall be conceived in the sorrow of beloved ones, and his Kahuna shall be honored and shall be esteemed by all. The third Kohen shall be taken hold of by sorrow, and the fourth shall be in pain, because unrighteousness shall gather itself against him exceedingly, and all Yisrael shall hate each one his neighbor. The fifth shall be taken hold of by darkness, likewise also the sixth and the seventh. And in the seventh shall be such defilement that I cannot express before men, for they who do these matters shall know it. Therefore, they shall be taken captive and become a prey, and their land and their possessions shall be destroyed. And in the 5th week, they shall return to their desolate country and shall renew the house of Yahweh. And in the 7th week shall become Kohanim, idolaters, adulterers, lovers of silver, proud, lawless, indecent, abusers of children and beasts. Chapter 18. And after their punishment has come from Yahweh, the Kahana shall fail. Then Yahweh shall raise up a new Kohen, and all the words of Yahweh shall be revealed to him, and he shall execute right ruling upon the earth for a number of days. And his luminary shall rise in the Shamaim as of a sovereign, lighting up the light of knowledge as the sun the day. And he shall be magnified in the world. He shall shine forth as the sun on the earth, and shall remove all darkness from under the Shamaim, and there shall be peace in all the earth. The Shamaim shall exult in his days, and the earth shall be glad, and the clouds will rejoice, and the knowledge of Yahweh shall be poured out on the earth as the water of the seas, and the messengers of the esteem of the presence of Yahweh shall rejoice in him. The Shamaim shall be opened, and Kodeshah shall come upon him from the Hekel of esteem with the Father's voice, as from Abraham to Yitzchak. And the esteem of the Most High shall be spoken over him, and the spirit of understanding, and Kodeshah shall rest upon him. For he shall give the greatness of Yahweh to his sons and the truth forever, and none shall succeed him for all generations forever. And in his Kahana, the Gentiles shall be multiplied in knowledge upon the earth, and enlightened through the favor of Yahweh in his Kahana. Sin shall come to an end, and the lawless shall cease to do evil, and the righteous shall rest in him. And he shall open the gates of paradise, and shall remove the threatening sword against Adam. And he shall give to the Kodeshim to eat from the tree of Chai, and the spirit of Kodeshah shall be on them. And Belial shall be bound by him, and he shall give power to his children to tread upon the evil spirits. And Yahweh shall rejoice in his children, and be well pleased in his beloved ones forever. Then Abraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov shall exult, and I shall be glad, and all the Kodeshim shall clothe themselves with joy. Waiting for that day, let me tell you. Chapter 19. And now, my sons, you have heard all. You have heard all. Choose, therefore, for yourselves either the light or darkness, either the Torah of Yahweh or the works of Belial. And his sons answered him, saying, We shall walk before Yahweh according to his Torah. And their father said to them, Yahweh is witness, and his messengers are witnesses, and you are witnesses, and I am witness concerning the word of your mouth. And his sons said to him, We are witnesses. And so Lewi ceased from commanding his sons. He stretched out his legs on the bed and was gathered to his fathers after he had lived 137 years. And they laid him in a coffin, and afterwards they buried him in Hebron with Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Wow. Okay. And, when you get right down to it, speaking of Yashar, the son of the Most High, who will be the Kohen Hagadol and sovereign, for his mother, Miriam, was of the line of Lewi, and even though the Ruach HaKodesh was working, his fleshly father, Yosef, he was of Yahudah, So you have the line of Yehuda, the line of Lewi, mixed, and you got Elisha. And he was the one who came, Son of the Most High, to teach, to show us, to save us, to heal us. And one day he'll be back. One day. Only the Most High, Yahweh, knows what day that is. But until then, we read the Word, we speak of it, we study it, we talk about it, we love it, because we love Him. So y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. I can never find the thingy. They keep moving stuff. You ever notice that? Technology. Take care of yourselves.